Hello everyone.
Hi.
So we have Giridhar with us, who's our co-founder and CEO. Then we have Arun Reddy with us, who's our COO, and we have Moyukh Goswami with us, who's our CTO and also the birthday boy for today.
Thank you.
Yes. So everybody in the organization has a lot of questions for you, and some generic, some in terms of people kind of taking you as their respectable figures in the organization. So they have a lot of questions, and I'll be kind of asking each of you the questions and directing towards each of you, and feel free to get in between and answering whenever required.
So will there be a hamper which you get?
No coffee, just coffee.
Two glasses.
Two glasses of coffee. All
Yeah.
right.
Okay, so we'll start with Giridhar. You. There's a question for you by 7 people have asked this question.
Okay.
Why have you chosen the name Nuvepro? And is there any specific reason? Because Nuve word is basically like a Spanish word, right? So is
Yeah.
it derived from it or is it Sanskrit? What was the idea?
I think we were like trying to find something fancy and something related to cloud. And I think Nuve means cloud. I think it means cloud because I'm still not 100% sure. And at that time we said we'll make it as cloud product, so that's how it became Nuvepro.
All right.
We think it is cloud.
I mean, I need to verify again.
But now it's done. It's
Yeah,
Nuvepro.
We had some other names. We still use one called Cloud Looker.
Cloud looker, yeah.
Cloud Looker.
And the second question is for you, Arun, which has been asked by 3 people. So they want to know that now you've transited to a different role. And through this role, do you feel as somebody who's an important and integral part of Nuvepro, do you feel that Nuvepro has achieved the success benchmark that it should achieve? Or do you see the success parameter for Nuvepro to be more high than this?
Yeah, I think one is there are 2 parts to it, right? One is my transition to this role, and second thing is how do I see Nuvepro now? So I was integral part of Nuvepro earlier also. I've become much more bigger role, much more bigger responsibility. Earlier I could just say that I'm just part of delivery, let others people take care of it. Now I have to seriously make sure that there are set of people who look up to me. So yeah, it's a bit of additional responsibility. That's one part. For the organization, I think there's a lot more to achieve, lot more to grow traction. We need to spread ourselves overseas also. A lot of markets to tap, lot of revenues to make. So I think there's a big future for us as well as for Nuvepro.
Yeah, onwards and upwards. Moyukh, this is the question for you. You've been associated with Nuvepro right from its inception, literally. So, did you ever? Was there any time, any specific time that you recall where you felt that and you felt convinced that you are in the right set of business while being associated with Nuvepro?
Any point in time, I am feeling I'm in the right.
What-
It should be
what
the other way.
You ever not feel that you're in the right business?
So if I'm
Also,
not-
a little louder.
No. If question should be the other way around. Whether at any point in time I feel that I'm not in the right place, right? If it is not, since I feel it is always the right place, that's why I'm here. Otherwise, there's no point being in the Nuvepro, right?
At least I can vouch for those initial founders, right? I don't think so at any point of time or even now when I speak to them, I have a slight doubt of where they are, why they are doing it. Possibly for people who joined later, they might have these kind of apprehensions, but from the passion they bring in, the kind of focus they have, I don't think so that is. But yeah, it is his answer.
No, but I think one thing is there. See, there is 2 hats, right? One is you're within the organization, you're having the role of the CEO. I think Arun had gone to this Upeka accelerator thing. There we had people who were founders who came and spoke to us, right? So they were asking, as a founder, the person who was speaking was saying, as a founder, I go through many instances every day where I'm thinking, why the heck did I do this, right? So I think that is always there. It's not that we can't blind ourselves to that. Everybody goes through the same thing. The alternate was I could have been in a corporate job, but I would have been thinking of something else, like not this corporate, maybe some other corporate. Here it's different. I'm sure everybody here, all 3 of us, will be thinking, why the heck did we get into this thing? But then it quickly changes to saying that no, there is a reason why we got into this. So we are asking and answering ourselves. We don't need somebody else to answer that, but yeah, that's the typical life of people like
Yeah,
that.
just one point on it. If you step really one step out of Nuvepro and just see Nuvepro from outside, right? It's a wow organization.
Yeah, absolutely.
Only thing is, we go through this grind every day, right? You somewhere feel that, yeah, why should I be doing, or
Yeah.
why this, why not, and all those things. But it's a very good organization if you see
If you
it
say from outside.
Yes.
That is what keeps us going.
And actually, from the point, even if there happens to be a point where we feel, okay, why are we into this? It basically lasts only for a couple of minutes
Yeah.
or a couple of hours.
True.
You go back again and wake up to a new day and feel like, okay, this is only something that I wanted to
No,
do.
it is also necessary to ask that question, why I am here,
Yeah.
to remind ourselves why I am here,
Yeah,
what
absolutely.
should I do. If I am not raising this question, then something is wrong.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, that's right. I think Shilpi, you yourself have been running your own organization. Right? I'm sure you would have gone through similar questions like this,
Yeah.
day in and day out.
Yeah, especially during the COVID, I used to feel that I'm working for 17 hours a day. I don't want to be sole proprietor and all. I just want to be associated with some organization. But then I took this decision at the right time where I felt if I, after a certain age, it would be very difficult for me to join any other organization. And this learning bandwagon is necessary for me to step outside. And that's why I chose to step out of it and get into a job space. Because life is big anyway. I don't know. Tomorrow I might be
100%
singing,
you should
dancing,
go back. Yeah.
writing books, changing careers every decade.
Yeah.
Yeah. This next question is specifically for you, Giri. There's one person from our team who is from the leadership who has asked that, being a CEO, are you inclined towards, special spot for any one particular ICP that Nuvepro caters to?
No, see, for me, I think we keep talking of all the different ICPs we talk. This one, right? I mean, we have one on upskilling organization or edtech. We have enterprises, and we have also the higher ed. I think while we have an ICP, which is the leaders in these organizations we target, for me, end of the day, it is like how do we make the person who is truly requiring this kind of upskilling platform or requiring these kind of skill stuff, whether that person is getting the thing or not, right? So it is finally whether it's the student or whether it's that employee, right? So my thing is how do I reach that person to get this thing done, right? So in that way, our ICPs are primarily conduits to reach that person, right? And so in that way, I don't think there is any special this one for me. That person always in the mind is that student or that employee. So yeah, whichever path takes me there, that's where I go.
Yeah, there's another question on the same line, especially for you. And people want me to specifically use this word that people in the organization here consider you as a god man, somebody who's right with everything that you do. I'm not sure if your loved ones and if your family feels the same about you,
Absolutely not.
but we do. So, what is your message to your Praja followers?
But no, I think my thing is it's forget about anybody in the organization being right or not. That's what I put in our message also, the 9th year message, right? Probably ours is the only organization where maybe 70 to 80% of the people in the organization have spoken to a customer. I don't think you will have any other organization come close to this, and being able to do this at 70 people and all that stuff is really good. From my perspective, I think forget about what you hear your leaders or other people come and talk about. You keep your ears to what the customers or what the world is asking for, right? Only then you can come back and say, whatever you are saying is true or not true. If you keep one side of or 1 ear, if you keep it closed and try to listen only from the other ear, at the end of the day, your head will become like an echo chamber.
Yeah.
I think that is my thing. You can pay attention to whatever I am saying and all that stuff, or what Arun or Moyukh or everybody else says here, or even the salespeople and marketing, what you guys say. But I think it is like Moyukh was saying, we need to keep questioning ourselves. Everybody in the organization should have that ownership to say that, what am I doing here? Who is it benefiting? Right? And we are not like an organization where there are too many layers and you don't know which layer is finally talking to the customer. You are talking to the customer here. Right? So I think my message is, if you get a chance to interact with the customer, go grab it. If you don't get a chance, ask for it and then take it.
Yeah, another thing about calling him a god and other things, the most humble person, he'll come and sit, talk to the most fresher who has joined the organization, work with him, work with her, kind of a thing. And he's quite humble in that part. So calling him a god, probably he might feel uncomfortable.
Very overwhelming otherwise.
That's how.
Yeah, so that's a message from the God man.
Oh my god.
OG.
The next question is for you. It's a fun question or a serious question. It's up to you.
Uh-huh.
The question is, when is everybody in the organization getting a MacBook?
After me.
If Moyukh gets one,
But we heard a rumor that you are actually bribing the HR department and Megha to
Yeah,
get it.
I tried hard, but I have to pay her back again.
You know,
Moyukh gets the MacBook, I think.
we should do that. We should keep a target to get Moyukh a MacBook in 2024.
Yeah.
That's nice. This is a question for all three of you. It's like a slight nudge of complaint plus your point of view. I'll start with
Tell
you,
me
Arun.
who's coming with the complaint.
No, names are anonymous.
No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, fine.
Sometimes people feel that meetings in Nuvepro sometimes are not very productive, and we spend a lot of time in discussing what we did instead of discussing what we should do. And sometimes people feel that some of the meetings can actually be an email. So, what is your take on it, or your opinion, or is there any way in which we can resolve this?
See, I'll take a first go on it. See, today what happens is we are in this hybrid mode. A few set of folks are coming to office, few set of folks are remote. Being in Bangalore, outside Bangalore, it depends. And another thing is there are quite a few deliveries and quite a few moving parts because there are good set of offerings which we are doing, good set of deliveries which we are doing, which is first time. So in such situations, what happens is you need to get everybody onto the same page, discuss it out, and make sure that it's not like you are supposed to do a delivery and everybody knows what kind of delivery it is supposed to be. In such situation, even if I have to have a 5-minute meeting, I have to set up a 30-minute meeting slot with everyone to get everybody on the same page. Otherwise, I could have just walked down to your desk and say, you know what, I could get this kind of work and this kind of activity. So yeah, that is my take. But obviously,
I think Arun put it in a roundabout way. He just wants people to come to the office.
that is a real good scenario because there's a lot of non-personal communications which happens, which is very important to know that if at all somebody wants this kind of work, if at all somebody wants to show urgency or wants to get done things overnight, the only way is if you're in office, we can understand things as well as compared to if you're home remote, on your own, alone. Sometimes you feel that pressure because you finish 6 hours or 7 hours of meetings and then finally realize that there's a lot of work to be done.
Right.
Moyukh, your take on that?
But we've heard, before you answer that question, we've heard from some people in the organization that you're the most on calls. So probably you're not the right one to answer.
He's the head of call center.
Because last 4 days I've been noticing that every time you enter the office, you're on call.
And make sure that.
Yeah, he'll be giving sermons to them. So, this is how it has to be done. This is what it has to be done. So yeah.
No,
If Moyukh is on calls, then something productive is happening.
Yeah.
If there is one call which you say that Moyukh is not productive, probably it is daily. no, all hands call. For Moyukh, I want to say.
Yeah, sometimes I feel that the calls are necessary as a Arun will mention that people are not in the office. And when you have to work across the team, right, between the different teams. And what I'm seeing that a lot of disjoints are there, so understandings are different. So now when you get into the meeting, then a lot of discussion need to happen to bring them into the same, like the TCS thing where, so like a lot of different teams are working. So the single issue, somebody need to coordinate between the different team and understanding the same issue across the team, which could have been done much easier, shorter in the office.
Yeah.
In the call, it takes a longer time because now you have to work across the team and explain the same thing again. Yes, those problems are there. So I feel that a lot of meetings are happening, lot of discussion, lot of more talking we have to do. But if it is in a face-to-face, in the office, it's not only meeting. We do talk about around the lunch or outside or on the hallway. those kind of a thing reduce the actual meeting time.
Right.
Yeah, but yesterday I was looking into the entire set of meetings which I had for the week, right? There are at least 5 to 6 different types of meetings where there are new deals which we are working on, new solutions we are working on. For me, I feel good about it because something new which I'm doing, and if
Right.
I'm like really successful, this will be adding on to my our organization's thing. So meetings are good, but yeah, of course,
Yeah, but
personal life, private life, to time required for meetings, to time required for work. Obviously, there's a
Yes, and I
balance which
also
has to
feel
be-
it depends on the department and the team that you are leading into. And internally within your team, you can try to kind of minimize the amount of interactions then and kind of focus on fruitful interactions probably once a day or wherever required.
Right.
So there you can cut down. Like in marketing, we do like whenever required, we do like meetings and catch ups and where we are in touch with everybody. But we don't try to overdo it so that we don't, at the end of the day, it shouldn't be like, okay, we're just discussing and we don't have time to implement it.
Okay.
So I think.
But another thing I want to add, I think support team and cat team, they are on the calls all the time.
Yeah,
The reason
they are
is
common.
they have fun on the calls. They discuss on the work. I think they start the call, start of the shift, they start on the call and end the thing. They are continuously, they're talking about movie reviews, they're talking about work, they're talking about some customer escalations,
As if
they're
they
talking
are sitting
about
next to each other.
next to each other, they talk continuously. So calls are calls.
I think one point is why are we discussing about what happened prior to what we should be doing? I think this depends on which I would say which kind of meeting or which team you're talking to, right?
Right.
So if you're looking at support, looking at delivery or engineering, if it is related to an issue which has occurred and how we don't repeat the same thing, I think you need to go back to the past.
Right.
It's not about saying what shall we do further or what do we do in the next. But I need to know what happened prior to this thing. Otherwise, how will we even fix this thing?
Right.
Right. So that is one of the things. Like if, people have observed, one of the things which I keep asking, like, why did this happen first? Right. Forget about trying to fix a blame or whatever it is on anybody. We need to find out why it happened.
Yeah.
Right. Whether it is a tool issue, people issue, process issue, that one needs to be found out first. Right. So for that, irrespective of whatever it is, try to go back to the origin of that thing. Then the fix may be just a 2-second thing after that. You would have probably spent like maybe, I don't know, 1 day or something trying to figure out what it was, and then fix could be very small. But it's always necessary, I think, to understand what caused something before we fix it. That is in terms of a bug or an issue or something like that.
Right.
And also, if you want to see what we have to do in the future, you need to know from where you came.
Yeah.
Right? Like what is that? What's the path you took? We should probably not take that path. If you look at Nuvepro's own journey, we have been trying to do different things, or we have been doing different things.
Yeah.
That comes as a reflection of what have I done before. Only
Right.
then I can do what I can.
Right.
So it's, while people keep saying that look forward, I think we should have like maybe 2 eyes forward, 1 eye back, something like that. But you should keep doing that stuff.
One of the positive things about this is we don't promote meetings that are outside our working hours. We try our best to kind of keep it, in the working hours.
That is with. I mean, I don't say that it is 100% true.
Yeah, of course.
See, but the thing, what I want to say, one other thing is, it is applicable to this to it plus anything else, right? There is nothing like we will say only the team members will do, the managers will not, right? We will not say that after 9, maybe 6 in the evening,
Yes.
none of the leadership are available, you guys go take all the calls, nothing like that, right? If you are going to take a call at 12 in the night, I am 100% sure if
Yeah.
you are, anybody here in the leadership, including 3 of us, we will be there, we can be there, we want to be there in those particular.
Yeah.
So that is one specific thing which you want to maintain in terms of, since you talked about after office hours and all of that
Right.
stuff, so I think that is one thing which
Yeah, another thing crucial, our customers are using our products on
Yes.
off business hours as well as in the weekends.
Yeah.
So if they are using the product, if they are facing some issues and challenges, and sometimes we have to troubleshoot or we have to
We have
go
to
see
be-
what is the current state of it. Weekends or off business hours,
Yeah.
it happens.
Yeah.
We have to work on such situations.
That's right.
But it's all part of the game, right?
Yeah. Yeah, moving on to Arun, like we discussed, you've transited to a new role. A lot of people, do want to compliment that you've remained as the same interactive, funny guy that you always were.
Mhm.
And what people also want to know is what are the guiding principles that has kind of shaped you into this new role as a leader?
So I'll take the first part of the question. I remain to be the funny guy because I need to keep up with myself, right? I can't be so serious and then, but at the same time, there is a serious phase of me when work comes. Become very focused and I become completely heads down and be the taskmaster, which I need to be part of it. See, guiding principles. The only thing is, it is really important for you to understand what this organization is really catering to. How is it helping our customers? And you just go by, keep yourself in the customer's shoes. Sometimes we get quite annoyed saying that why is they raising this kind of issue, things like that. If you go by the customer, what they are looking for, what exactly is the challenge which they are facing, I think then that becomes easy. I'm taking that I'm deriving that as this one. At the same time, how can I efficiently maneuver this work within the organization is something which I'm doing and still continue to do, because I can't say that I've cracked this entire formula and all those things. Another new set of aspects, be it on, say for example, on the marketing side or on the finance side, which needs to evolve as the organization is going bigger and bigger. You need to have a separate thought process behind it, you need to have separate strategies behind it. Obviously that is coming into place. So probably, 1 year down the line probably will get better, a year down the line later will get much more better is what the guiding force is all about.
Yes, and I think we do keep learning in the flow of work as we promote it.
Yeah, it is. And of course, all the strategies what we put together, it could be, that is one of the main reason I come to work is, I can sit next to Moyukh and I can bounce any of the ideas. He doesn't really review it saying that, oh, why is this guy asking me? It's more about, now that you have got the idea, how can we maneuver that, how can we make sure that it is part of an offering, or how can we say that this is not going to work. So he does that. And then we together take it to Giri, or Giri suggests, yeah, we could do it or not do it. So these are the things which work in our favor.
One more advantage of being in the office.
Yeah.
This question is from Moyukh and Giridhar. Do you recall any tough decision or a very tough decision or a very tough time in the last 9 years of Nuvepro, which you navigated your way out, and that is something that you would never forget?
Oh.
I really want to know now.
दोनों में दिमाग में पता चल गया.
Either they are laughing now and crying later. I really want to know.
Both are laughing means something. Both of them know what exactly it is.
Yeah.
Now let's see exactly.
You can talk on this.
No, you can talk.
No. So we have taken a lot of tough decision, right? So we came here as a cloud management software. Right? We used to have a product called VM85. And then from that we moved to the lab. So that was quite a bit of challenge happened in between that. The transition between the
I'll just interrupt you. Can you be a little louder?
So like we came here as a cloud management software product company, right? So we used to manage different cloud, private cloud mostly. And then we transitioned to the lab. And during this transition, we went through quite a bit of tough time, and that tough decision we have taken to change. And so this is it should be there in the journey of a startup. Otherwise, there's no fun, no stories. And probably we have done the same thing now again, going through the one more round of changes where we're moving from lab to just to skill and the learning.
Skill bundle.
Yeah, so really want to.
But you've given a very diplomatic answer. We want to know about this one incident that you're talking about.
No, I think, in an organization, if you have been in an organization for 9 years, I would say that for anybody, irrespective of whether in an organization or just in your normal life, you would have gone through many challenges. So it's been the same thing for us. Right? And there are challenges which have been there on, I would say, 2 or 3 different aspects. Right? First thing is coming for customers, like who you are serving. We have had, at least personally, I feel that I did a blunder with one of the largest organizations who are our customers, and I keep thinking what I would have done if they were still with us. They've come back, but if they were still with us at the same thing, we would have been somewhere else. So that has been a decision at that time which was not good, didn't go well. Then if you take from a product perspective, Moyukh said that we waited for like 4 years. Maybe we keep saying that second time founders are supposed to be much more intelligent because they already committed all the mistakes in the first time. So we have been doing all of that stuff. So this thing about saying whether it is like 4 years, we probably would have done it just for 1 year. We wouldn't have waited for 4 years, right? And the second pivot, what we are doing now, I'm happy that as an organization, while I had that thing creeping in my mind, I felt good that the organization also felt that it's not like a mistake, but it's a decision we have to take to move forward. That's from a product perspective. In financial perspective, I think let it be with me for now, but that is a challenge which keeps coming and going. But yeah, there are incidences which I can talk about and maybe sometime later and stuff. But yeah, it keeps coming and going.
Good to know. How do you strike a balance? But you're working constantly, and then you have professional commitments and sometimes customer meetings, and then you're also very hands-on when it comes to Namya and your younger daughter as well. So I just want to know that how do you kind of make sure that you have equal time for your family, your parents, your work as well, plus your own fitness, your fitness journey, and plus things that you do for your own self. So
I don't think there is any balance. If people are thinking that I have a balance, it is completely untrue. Only thing is the way it has happened is I've been able to time box things. So it's not balance, it's time boxing primarily, right? Which is during certain times. So I wake up at around 5:30 every day. 6 to 7 I need to be in the gym, right? That's a time box. Between 7 and when I come back home between 7 and 9 is when I need to complete whatever is the homework, right? Which is sending my daughter to school or getting stuff ready for the rest of the day. That's all homework. 9 to 8 or 9 in the night is all office. So that it's completely time boxed. Then you're back in the home after 9 o'clock, and then if there's anything pending, you do that and then complete it. So there is it's not a balance. If you look at it from a pure impartial observer, it's not at all a balance. It's total imbalance. But you need to be comfortable with whatever time boxing you're doing, and I am comfortable with.
no, but just the fact that you're still the most active person in the organization, that makes people think that okay, you have a great balance, or at least you take out time for all of these things.
No, like I said, I think mentally you need to keep your thing that where I will want to spend my time. The one thing I want to say is prior to the last I think 6 months to 8 months, right? I was doing most of the demos. Then we had Arun and Rishi pick up most of it. So that amount of time got freed up for me. Right. So now I need to find out what I need to put in that particular slot. So I find some days I'm not finding some days, but now I think I've zeroed in on what I can do in that particular slot. So I think it's primarily for me. It's forget about balance. It's how much time I need to allot to a particular thing. That's been my thing. That's nothing else.
Well, Arun, what about you? How do you kind of spend your time over the weekend, or what is your idea of keeping yourself grounded with the addition and love of your family on the board?
Yeah, see, mainly it's an hustle for me. Okay, probably Giri has a set pattern saying that he wants to do something. For me, it's more of an hustle because apart from what Giri does, I have few more habits and things which I do.
So you cannot box it.
I go out with friends and I do a lot of stuff which my gated community and other things. So it's more like an hustle where sometimes you think about it. Even I end up doing things during the weekend or sometimes during the weekday, or many times I go to bed saying that this is the problem statement, and by the time I wake up, I have the solution in my mind. That's kind of a thing which it's a bit of hustle. I suggest not everybody not go through it. It's not that difficult because it takes a huge toll. But the satisfaction which you get once you are putting things in place, right? That is where I'm good at. But yeah, time management still I'm learning. Hopefully, I'll get better.
Well, one other thing what I felt is if we are more accepting to what work is coming, right?
Yeah.
If you don't fight with it. For example, like day first day, there was one event I had to go to. I got the thing at around after I came to the office. So one option would have been that why did it take so much time? I don't want to go to this thing, whatever it is, right? Other thing is to say that okay, now this thing has happened. How do I now make sure that this is met or this commitment is met?
Yeah.
Right, and that finally you come to that, and then you start planning how to meet this particular thing.
Right.
Instead of spending like half an hour trying to curse somebody for sending something late, that half an hour was spent on trying to find out how do I get this thing done. I think that's another way of looking at it. So that way, irrespective of whether you ended up in the wrong place in the day because of whatever happened, and then you have to be on the other end of town, just accept it and move on. That's all.
Another important thing which I feel is very crucial is if at all you're in, whether it is personal or professional or office or outside office, if at all you're faced with something adverse, just ask people around, especially your friends. Sometimes you will get an idea what to do, sometimes you will get an idea what not to do if your friend is suggesting. So that is
Based on who's suggesting.
yeah, at least you'll get a clarity saying that okay, I don't think so I should do it, or let me do it. So you will get that idea. In that way you keep on maneuvering.
So Moyukh, people in the organization know you as this technician geek and this somebody who's like virus from Three Idiots who knows literally everything in the world. So, amidst all of these chaos, I know you are very possessive and hands-on about your daughter. She was in the mid-time, I think some couple of months back, wanting to travel to Mumbai for some work, Pune for some work, and you were so paranoid, you called me up. So why, is that your peaceful getaway amidst this tech chaos of the organization?
No, yes, both ways. So she is kind, more than a daughter. She's become a good friend, and she also don't think me as my father. So that's the first time she was traveling alone. So I was little worried, but now after that is fine. But apart from her, my getaways are mostly about now started doing a lot of reading and listening. And that's because, as I said, the technical thing doesn't come just like that. For that, you have to do a lot of study. So that I started now spending more and more time reading.
Mm-hmm.
That's my weekend mostly goes on reading and listening. So that's what I always try to go back with some problem from the office because everybody comes with a problem. So my target, so that's how I do that. After I take some problems, and then the evening, night before sleep, I just 1 or 2 hours I just go and try to Google search, find what can be done, how these people are solving it, what people are doing around it. So that gives a quite a good idea, and that's helps me. Sometimes I feel that when people come to me, they can go to Google.
You're the chat GPT, man.
But take this as a compliment. I know you've been complaining a lot since yesterday. I am turning gold because it's your birthday. You don't seem old when it comes to your ideas, or otherwise also you don't seem, but when it comes to your ideas and you keeping up with all the changes and reforms that keep happening in the tech world, I think you have the capabilities to beat a Gen Z.
Thank you.
Another important aspect of Moyukh, right? We try to brand him as the tech geek kind of a thing, right?
Yeah.
But most of the so-called management decisions or management things, right? When he comes across some things, right? He critically analyzes them and gives us a feedback. Sometimes, be it crushing those numbers, he will lose those crushing those numbers on his own, and he'll say it makes a good deal or not, or things like that. So we can't just slot him as a tech kind of thing. He has a good interest on other things. Just that he doesn't talk about it probably.
Yeah, I think you should call him as the thinker, the person who thinks.
Thinker.
It.
Yeah.
I think that should be your LinkedIn bio.
Yeah.
Chief thinker.
Chief thinking.
Chief thinking officer.
Yeah.
Superb. We'll change it on website as well.
Yeah.
This on the same lines question to both of you. Do you see yourself retiring at some point of time, or no, not at all?
Right. Ooh, somebody asked this question. I forgot.
Who is retiring?
Someone is.
Nobody is returning. Work is there. Nobody is returning.
No, I said no. I'm not going to retire.
No, it is not about work. What should I do then?
Correct. That is the thing.
I'm getting worried. If these guys are not about what will I do?
Arun is like, but I am going to. I want to chill.
In the pandemic, I sat for the 1 year in the home, and then I said, "This is the retired life," and I don't want it.
Yeah, absolutely.
The first instance I get a chance to come out to the office, I started coming, right? So I would say that no, this nothing like that. Our home is not. I have distraction, nothing, no zero distraction, but it's too quiet and.
Yeah, when we say we don't want to retire, we just don't mean the work and being 9 to 5. It also means getting involved into the work with some other aspects, maybe. But something or the other.
That is Nuvepro, right? What
Yeah.
makes you interesting things.
Right.
They give a reason to come to office.
I am with you both. I also don't think I'll ever retire. Yeah. I think pretty much a little serious question for you, Giridhar. You can literally say it with a yes or no. But do you think this has been a topic of discussion in corporates and in IT sectors so much? But do you think Nuvepro has ever had pay parity between genders?
Yeah, absolutely. So here in Nuvepro, I think I cannot tell the number, but anybody can go and personally check with HR or managers. Or
You mean to say there is no parity?
there is absolute pay parity.
There is.
Absolute pay parity.
Absolute
for
pay
genders.
parity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, not only that, I think we as Nuvepro, we respect capability rather than anything else you get on the bio, which is your degree or number of years of experience or whatever it is.
Yeah.
If as a person you are showing your capability, then
Yeah,
they are
if
the
you take
first
a
set
job
of
description, if you take a capability of how well you are doing, I
Yeah.
think absolute compensation is required. Especially with COVID coming into the picture, you are almost like a faceless person whom you are working with. End of the day, if you are not getting the relevant outputs from them and all those things, then obviously you will decide whether this person is capable or not. It is not based on gender or race or caste or whatever it is, right?
Yeah.
You can't just think about it. End of the day, you need to get the work done.
Yeah. Right. I think, yeah, this makes sense. So much sometimes phobia around all of these kind of happens in corporate sector that it becomes difficult for people to even know if there's a pay parity or not. So I think it's an important question to be asked and answered, and you've answered it with so much I would say perfection. Yeah. So that's one thing. And Moyukh, the next question is for you. I know you said that you haven't retired or you don't want to retire, but where do you see Nuvepro in the next 10 years?
Nuvepro in 10 years. See, there are two kinds of things, right? If I think of the current trajectory where it goes, and might not be there, we might find something better next 2 years down the line, right? So, and as per the experience in the last 9 years, we have changed track quite a number 2 times. Like one from the, as I said, we have the cloud service provider that moved to the lab. Then it was pretty much a infrastructure solutions, and then we moved to a skill-based learning thing. So we changed track twice. So in next 10 years, no matter what we do, I'm very much sure that we'll grow, do a much better thing. But maybe today we just touch the learning part of it. Tomorrow we might go into some different track also. So Giri can tell that, but I feel that the technology, the way the things are changing, the AI are coming, so things not be that true what I say today. Next year might be completely different. The way we are thinking of the course, the thinking way the people learn today might be completely different. The way the AI is coming, so I think that it's little difficult to predict right now for 10 years, but certainly will exist 10 years and will be growing for sure.
Yeah, for sure. Do you think, Giridhar, you'll want to have it any other way if not this? Life-wise, wherever life has taken its course for you?
No, I don't think I would have been as satisfied I am right now if it was a regular corporate job. Right? Maybe the perks would have been better, or whatever comes with the perks would have been better and all that stuff. But I think in terms of being personally satisfied with what somebody is doing, I would not trade this for anything else.
Not even if somebody gives you a chance to be Rajnikant for a day.
That's a different discussion.
You'd still want to be Giridhar or
It's for
Rajnikant.
a day, right? That's only for a day. It's not like giving up forever. The day is still fun.
Night is still there too.
Yeah.
Yeah, on a very light note, this is the last question that we have in the serious segment. And a very fun question. This was actually kept as a serious question by one of our sales team leaders. Later, I turned them into saying that it is actually a fun question. The question is, when are all the employees getting their own personal cars sponsored by Nuvepro?
After Macbook.
Yeah, absolutely. I think the first thing is get everybody a Macbook. We'll get Moyukh.
Oh, is it something like during Navaratri, some of the diamond merchants
Yeah,
will go buy
that's
cars
what-
for
that's
all
what
the
everyone-
people, buy two-wheelers for all their employees? Oh, I think
We must do something like that.
I'll tell you which model I want.
No, buying car for employees. So do you think that people want car or the money?
I
Given
think they
an
want.
option.
I mean, this person, the one who asked the question, exactly. I have the video of this person asking this question. They gave the exact example of this diamond merchant itself, which Arun mentioned.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
देखेंगे बाद में.
If Giri is thinking about it, I'll tell which one to buy.
Which car?
Yeah.
Anyway, you're into sedans, no? No, you want a
I'm-
particular
he
SUV.
wants, Mark, I think.
I don't mind it.
Moyukh, just FYI, I don't want this MacBook. I want a ThinkPad, Lenovo.
Chinese one.
Yeah, it's
Chinese.
cheaper. Chinese. Okay, it's been an absolute pleasure to ask these questions to you and have you on the first session of the ChitChat with Nuvepro that we are planning to do. It's one of the series that we are intending to do. Similarly, we'll have other series which includes like a rapid fire question with all the employees, trying to know our employees, fun games with them. One of the series is going to be talking to our partners in the education sector and through our range of customers, and we'll be interacting on the skill journey that they've had for themselves. So we are going to have like a range of different podcasts and series around it, and we'll like shoot a video and share one video every single week. So we have a lot of video content coming up. So thank you to be the first video members on one of the show. I am going to take like a small cut and then we are going to move towards our rapid fire, which is like a fun segment for all three of you.
Thank you. You've been conducting this very well. Thank you very much.
Very nice.